What's up, guys? It's Kev from the Star Nation. In today's video, we will be talking about credit score. Do you want to increase your credit score in 2025 and do it fast? If the answer is yes, then this video is for you. In today's video, I will be breaking down 5 powerful strategies that I myself have used to increase my own credit score up to 17 points every 30 days. First and foremost, before I start, I just want to say I'm no credit expert. I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm just giving out information that I myself have used to increase my own credit score because I personally believe that you shouldn't be paying people or buying courses and so on to increase your credit score. I believe that you can do it yourself. And these 5 strategies that I myself have used, I'm pretty sure that if you apply them, you can yourself increase your credit score and um, you can see tremendous process in your credit score if you apply them. All right. So I just want to say that I'm no expert at all. In none of the topic that I speak on my YouTube, I'm an expert. I'm just putting out the information that I myself have used and learned from other people in the internet, little YouTube channels here and there that I myself I use in my life, and I have seen great benefits from it. So yeah, let's get it. So before I give out the 5 strategies that I myself have used, I want to put this chart before we start anything so you can have an idea of why I use those 5 strategies and why they are so important, right? So the FICO score chart, right? So the FICO score are calculated by using many different pieces of credits data in your credit report. This data is grouped into 5 categories, being payment history, which is 35%. So that's very important, right? As we can see, payment history is very important. It's 35%. Also, the amount owned, the amount that you own is 30%. So as just by looking at this chart, we can see that that payment history and amount owned are very important, right? Then we see the length of credit history, which is 15%. New credit is 10%, and credit mix is 10%. So with that being said, we're gonna go in and jump into the first strategies that I myself have used to increase my own credit score. All right, guys. So I'm gonna keep this very simple and short and just straight to the point. So tip number 1 will be to pay down your credit card balance. So the lower your balance is, the better. As we saw in the FICO score chart, we see that 30%, right? The amount that you own is 30% of your credit score. So the utilization rate is 30% of your credit score. So you always want to keep down your balance. Let's say, for example, if you have $1,000 on your credit line and you use $800, right? That's 80%. That's too high. It's too much. You will never be able to increase your credit score doing that. What you want to do is keep it between 10 and 30. And if you really want to increase your credit score at a fast pace, what you want to do is keep it below 10. Me personally, I keep it between 5 and 7. But I understand that sometimes it can be hard for you to do that, right? Before I jump into tip number 2 that it follows up, I just want to say, like, little pro tip here is that, let's say if you do have $800 that you own before the closing date, let's say the closing date on your cycle is the 27th. What you want to do is you want to lower that amount of $800 before the closing date, before your report is sent out to the credit bureaus. So if you use $800 that month, try to pay during that month, make a couple payments, right? And bring down those $800, bring it down to $300. So when your credit report is sent out to the credit bureaus, they see that you use $300. They will not see that you use the $800. So now that $300 will be 30%, is way more better than the 80% that it was when it was $800. Okay, so that's another pro tip. But again, I know that sometimes it can be hard to keep that utilization rate between 10 and 30 because of the amount that you have on your credit line. So what you want to do is you want to request credit limit increase, right? So that will help you keep your utilization rate between 10 and 30%. Okay, so let's say now you have $1,000 and you use $300. That's 30%. Okay, that's 30%. But now you have $2,000 due to your request to increase your credit line. It's $2,000 now, and you use them $3,000. Now it will be 15%. It's way better than the 30%. So this is what I did. Like it was hard for me to keep my utilization rate below 30 because the amount that I have on my credit line, it was, I can't remember exactly the amount, but it wasn't as much as now. But now I got 16,000 in my credit line, right? 60,000 and 60,800 on my credit line. So now it's easy for me to keep my utilization rate below 10%. Is just easy for me. It won't be as hard as, let's say, if I had $1,000 or $500. It will be, it's easier now. So that's what you want to do. If you see that you can manage to keep your utilization rate below 30%, you can come in. You can actually call them, or you can, whatever company you are using for your credit card, you can call them, or you can request an increase through the application. Jumping to tip number 3 is to make multiple payments during the month. Like I was speaking previously, right? If you have those $1,000 and you use $800 of it, but now if you make a couple payments and you bring those $800 to $300, once they send out your report to the credit bureaus, they see that you only spent $300. So not just waiting on the due date, but doing a couple payments here and there during the month to bring down your balance before the closing date. That will also help you to increase your credit score, because now when they see how much money you have spent, they will not see how much money you have spent in total, because what you would do is you would be bringing the balance lower, right? Lower before that closing date comes. So now when they see it on paper, they will not see that you spent $800. They will see that you spent $300. Even if you did spend $800, they will not know that. So that would be a good look for you. All right. So as we see, right, that 30% equals the amount that we own. So by you making couple of payments during the month, bringing down your balance for the due date, it will actually help you to, one, knock out your utilization rate, bring it down, which is 30% of your credit score, and also will help you with your payment history, which is 35%. Okay, so tip number 4 will be to dispute any type of mistakes that you find on your credit reports. I will advise you guys to go through your credit reports. Let it be through Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax. You can check out your reports there, and some of the common mistakes will be incorrect late payments, duplicate accounts, and also accounts that don't belong to you, right? So you always want to make sure to go into your credit, into your credit reports, and see that everything is aligned, that everything is up to date, that everything that you see there, you know what are they. If you see a late payment there, make sure that was you. If you see an account that doesn't belong to you, you gotta file a dispute. You can do it by the mail, or you can do it online. So tip number 5 is for y'all guys to become an authorized user. So an authorized user is someone who is added to another person's credit card account, allowing them to benefit from the primary cardholder credit history without being responsible for payments. Okay, that will be a great way for you to increase your credit score, because now, but you gotta make, before I say anything, you must make sure that that person that you will be under, right, under is credit history. First and foremost, is responsible, and it's always paying. It's never late on any type of payments. It's on top of his finances, right? So I got my little sister, right? I took my little sister to be an authorized user on one of my accounts with Capital One. And I took her because I know that the good credit that I have will pass on to her, because I make sure that I never pay late, I never miss a payment. I keep my utilization rate down, and I'm always on top of my finances and everything that has to do with money. So I know that At the end of the day, I will not mess her up when she turns 18 and she just gets her own credit card. She will have a good report under me because I helped her, right? So you have someone who is like that in your life, who has no problem of putting you under them, under the credit history to be an authorized user. It don't mean that you don't have to. You can tell them like I don't, because they send you a card with your name on it. You can tell them like, don't give me the card. I don't need the card. I just want to be under you because you have a good credit history, and I just want that to pass to me, right? So when I decide to get my own credit card, they can see my credit report and it's good. Okay, so if you have a person like that in your life, I would advise you to speak to them, to put you under them. It will be no harm to them, not to you at all. So becoming a authorized user, right, under someone who has a good record of paying on time, of keeping its utilization rate below 30, it will help you to increase your credit score without you having to have a credit line. So by the time that you decide to have your own credit line, it will be you will first have a good credit score, and you will also be able be it will be easier for you to be accepted to other credit cards, and not having to go through all this heartache that sometimes people go to because their credit score is not good at all, where they have to get denied a lot of the times. And if they do get approved, it will be a secure credit card that you have to put your own money into it, right? So you will have to put $200, $300, and that will be your credit limit, your credit line. That will be your credit line. It will be out of your own money, out of your own pocket, that you will have to pay that money for you to have a credit card. And to avoid all that, you can become an authorized user. And if you do have good credit, and you've seen this video, you have kids, or siblings that they are young at the moment, before they turn 18, and you consider yourself a responsible person, and you have good credit standing, right, good credit history, then you should add them on to your under you, and so they can become an authorized user. You don't need to give them the credit card. They just under you, and they are the beneficiary of your credit score and your credit history and all the perks that you have, because you have a good credit score and a credit history. Very simple. There's 5 tips. From tip number 1, pay down your credit card balance. Request a credit limit increase. Make multiple payments per month. Dispute any type of mistakes that you find on your credit reports. And tip number 5, become an authorized user under someone who you trust, who has a long history of on-time payments. Okay? So they can help you boost your credit score. It will be more easier for you to later on in the future get your own credit cards and be able to be accepted to own your own credit cards. All right. So with that being said, if you found this video helpful, may you like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any question, y'all can comment down below or shoot me a DM on Instagram at Novastar Nation. Thank you for everything. May you have a blissful day, and you already know, until next time.